Can a fun-to-play budget deck compete and beat the latest meta decks? If so, what would the deck build consist of? And what would be the tactical gameplay strategy to win? Stay tuned, as I'll cover the best and most fun-to-play budget decks to build and win with. Hi, I'm Insane Writer. Welcome to the channel, Budget Gamer. It's no secret that budget decks, which are defined as decks with 1, 2, and 3 diamond cards only, not only can compete with the meta decks, but can consistently win as well. Let's take a look at the top 3 best and most entertaining to play budget decks as of the release of the A2 card set. For those who just want deck build details, I'll provide that information initially in the respective section of the video. Deck build details are also listed in the video's description. For those wanting to learn play strategy, I'll cover key tactical gameplay tips after the deck build. And for those of you who want the full immersive 3-star experience, I'll provide a gameplay match with tactical play narration. Chapters will be included to identify the start of each section. Now that I've covered the format and presentation sequences of the video, let's get started. At number 3, let's take a look at the budget Cynthia deck. When Cynthia is paired with Togekiss, not only does this deck become a heavy hitter, it's also a total blast to play. Imagine the surprise from your opponent when Togekiss hits for 170 points of damage. Make sure not to laugh out loud too much at the expense of your opponent. Here is the budget Cynthia deck build. Togepi A2 times 2. Togetic A2 times 2. Togekiss A2 times 2. Mewtwo A1 times 1. Pokeball times 2. Pokemon Communication times 2. Giant Cape times 1. Rocky Helmet times 1. Professor's Research times 2. Sabrina times 1. Leaf times 1. Cyrus times 1. And Cynthia times 2. Deck build keys including pairing the Togekiss evolution line with one other psychic Pokemon. Needing a wall Pokemon, a 3-diamond budget Mewtwo card fits this need and roll perfectly. This card can also be a backup attacker if needed. 2 Pokemon communication cards helped with getting your Togekiss evolved quickly. Make sure not to play extra Pokemon to the bench, but instead leave Pokemon in your hand to exchange back in when using Pokemon communication. Only play what you absolutely have to the bench. And with a couple of Pokemon tools, you can strengthen up a couple of your key Pokemon that are in play. Leaf will help with retreating Mewtwo back from the active spot, while Sabrina and Cyrus allow you to apply pressure to your opponent's bench. You'll have 2 Cynthia cards in your deck, and you will only run Psychic Energy. With the deck build covered, let's review several key tactical gameplay strategies. Togekiss is your primary damage dealer and match winner. Keep in mind that Cynthia can be paired with Togekiss in 2 different situations. First, if you are needing the full 170 damage attack, you'll need to hold and wait to play Cynthia until the second turn of Togekiss's attack sequence, where you can boost the attack damage from 120 to 170. However, Cynthia can also be played during the first turn of Togekiss's attack sequence to increase damage from 60 to 110. Make sure your Cynthia play fits the timing of the match and current situation. 3-diamond Mewtwo is included in the deck to hopefully be used as an initial wall while you work to evolve Togekiss on the bench. You might have to do a bit of table movement and arrangement to get Mewtwo to the active spot early in a match. However, you may have to work your evolution to Togekiss with Togepi and Togetic up front and active. In this situation, you have 2 Pokemon communication cards, plus Giant Cape and Rocky Helmet cards to assist with your early survivability and quick evolution needs. Leaf is included to help with Mewtwo's retreat as the wall, and the inclusion of a Sabrina and Cyrus cards gives you flexibility for a key swap of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active spot for hopefully a KO. Now that we've covered the deck build and tactical gameplay strategy, let's see Cynthia and Togekiss work their magic. Okay, so here's a match with my budget Cynthia deck. With that, let's see how this goes. So, a couple options. I may find myself evolving to Togekiss in the active spot, or I may have my Mewtwo, my 3-diamond version, up in the active spot. I only need 2 energy to retreat, and really that, yes, it can attack, but it takes 4 energy attack and loses 2. So really, I kind of want to play it like a wall, kind of like playing a Drudagon, for example. Okay, so we've got, looks like that's about all I can do to start. Got a Burmy on the other side. We're looking at Metal Energy. Of course, Burmy uses colorless, so Burmy is capable of attacking if needed. Once my opponent gets some energy. Alright, so I've got a, let's start with a Pokeball. And I don't have an evolution yet. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and place this pointy energy here. I will put down a Rocky Helmet as well. I could really use a Pokemon communication card right now, and I can go fishing. But let's actually, we'll go ahead and 2 Togekiss, Mewtwo. Yeah, I'll put Mewtwo down just so I have a little bit of flexibility there. And with that, let's attack. But I've got 2 Togekiss. I want to hold on to at least one of them so I can go fishing for my Togepi. Or excuse me, in case I need to go fishing for something on the second evolution. Alright, let's see how this goes. So they've got, looks like a Lickitung in the back. With that, I'm going to go ahead and get Togetic evolved. And I know I need 2 energy there to make things happen. And so with that, I'm going to go ahead and put this point of energy over here. And I'll attack. With the 2 Togekiss and a Pokemon communication, I can go fishing for, hopefully I can get another Togepi. And get that second evolution started. Alright, so we've got a Lickitung in the back. Regigigas in the front. A couple energy assigned to the back. There's a play of a Pokeball there. I do not have Cynthia yet. No, there's a Jigglypuff. That's not the singing version, that's the other version. And my opponent got Licky Licky evolved, so that's good news for them. Looking for my Cynthia. Alright, so they're going to play Sabrina, which brings Mewtwo to the front. And it looks like they're going to try to buy a little bit of time. Now, I do have my leaf I can use as a retreat. There's a Pokeball, so it looks like we'll go ahead and be able to get that other Togepi down on the table. No need to use the communication card. And with that, we definitely are able to get this evolution started. We'll go ahead and put a leaf down here to make this retreat happen. And move a Togekiss to the front. We'll put down a second point of energy. And with that, we'll go ahead and throw down a smash. An overdrive smash for 60. And of course, Cynthia is what we're really looking for to make things happen. There's a Wigglytuff. So my opponent's got a couple of strong EX cards in the back. Pretty strong colorless deck here. And with that, it's my turn. Still no Cynthia, unfortunately. But I will go ahead and play this communication card. Let's see if we can get a second evolution going, since that would get us one step closer. And that worked out for us. we'll make this evolution happen. With that, we'll put a point of energy over here. And we know we got a big attack coming over here with some coin flips. So we'll go ahead and get this overdrive smash done and completed. That gives me a 2-0 lead, but you know, Licky Licky is a big threat. And Licky Licky will be powered up and ready to go. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to be fishing for another a Togekiss. Got Dialga, so you know they were probably looking to get Dialga involved early to power up their bench, but unfortunately, based on their deal, it just hasn't happened. All right, so there is a 100-point strike, and then 20 back because of the helmet. Still haven't seen my girl Cynthia. I'm down to 8 cards and haven't seen her yet. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll make the ride here with. I'll put a second point of energy on here because I know I need 2 energy for Togekiss. And with that, we'll go ahead and attack. Licky Licky's almost out. I've got enough juice but with the Togetic to make it happen, so let's assume Licky Licky's going to retreat back. I do have a Cyrus that I could use if I could pull it to go chase. But it looks like my opponent's going to go ahead and attack. And I got one other extra point flip there. And that gives them a score of 1. And I'll go ahead and bring my Togetic to the front. I finally got Cynthia. She shows up just a little bit too late. She could have been used early with that 160-point Pokemon off front. But in this case, go ahead and put that there. We'll do a 40-point strike. And with that, that will give us our third and fourth point and the match. So that was just kind of a little tactical demonstration of the Togekiss budget Cynthia deck. And again, the keys are to try to pair Cynthia with Togekiss. You go from a 60-point strike to a 120-point strike. You can pair Cynthia at the beginning of that sequence and take that 60 to 110, or you can take that 120 to 170. Big hits. So that's it. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, let's battle.